Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing out there? As you all know, I am Lady V. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. As you all know, this is my dream, this is my vision, this is something that I have been doing for a very long time now. A lot of you know this, a lot of you are just tuning in and learning the things about me. First, I want to start off by saying that whatever you desire, whatever you put your heart to, go for it. Whatever you dreamt of having in life, go for it. Whatever you want to do it. Whatever makes you happy, continue to indulge in it. Whatever satisfy your cravings, your souls, do it. Embrace yourself more in it, and I've learned that over time that never giving up is the greatest thing that I could have ever asked for. And I just always believed in myself, and I know that the Lord always believed in me because He's always been here. He's one of those ones that has never given up on me, even through the times that I didn't want to listen, or even through the times that I didn't want to believe. He has always been there for me. So I will never forget about Him. I will never act like He doesn't exist. So I try to express that to others because a lot of people ask me daily, like, how do you hold on? Like, how do you keep getting back up and just keep going? And it's the Lord who puts it in me. And without Him, there would be no me, So when I get up and do this and I deal with day-to-day activities or day-to-day struggles or life things, I still get up and keep pushing. And I get the message out there, and that's what matters to me, is me putting the message out there for the ones to hear it, see it, visualize it, feel it, whatever it does for your soul or your insides. That's what I'm trying to do. But as you all see, my topic today is, how many times do you hug your children? And that is a great question because a lot of us did not get hugs and love from our parents because they didn't get love and hugs from their parents. So sometimes it just passes on. Well, I didn't receive a lot of hugs from family and friends and stuff, but I did with my children. I gave them lots of hugs and I gave them, kisses on the cheeks, and I took them, and I do things with them to let them know that I'm here and I love them. And that goes a long way because a lot of these kids, they're hurting. A lot of these kids are going through trials and tribulations on their own. They have to face their demons. A lot of them are becoming depressed because there's no school. Well, it's school, but you can't really go to school like how you would normally go to school and interact with your peers. Well, I am one of those parents who hug my children. I love giving hugs. I love doing that because it just does something for their spirits, their souls, and it just makes them feel loved and appreciated, even through the times that they might not want to listen. I still hug and give love. So that goes back to my other question. Did you receive a lot of hugs when you were a child from your parents? And like I said, a lot of us didn't. So that can grow with you, that can go on into your life on how you raise your children. I was listening to the radio station the other day, and it was saying, how she didn't really receive a lot of hugs in her family, but she realized that giving her children hugs, it opened up different avenues for her children. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about this on my show tomorrow. I came with something hardcore yesterday. Today, I'm going to bring it down a couple of notches. And we're going to just discuss how hugging makes you feel. Like when you notice your kids are down, do you get up and go hug them or sit there and try to have like small talk conversations with them? Ask them questions, things that they want and need. That's always a great plus because like I said, these kids now, they're lonely, they feel left out because a lot of us, we didn't grow up with that type of love. So we really didn't know how to love. But me, on the other hand, I like hugs, from my children, from my companion, from, whoever likes giving them back. I'm a hugger, and a lot of people are like, well, how can you be a hugger and you didn't never receive it? Well, that's probably why I'm a hugger, because I didn't receive it, and I want to indulge in giving hugs because that just makes you feel good. It just makes you feel like you did something. Even if it's just a hug, it just feels good, and it makes you feel good within. So I try to do it as often as possible. So my advice to people out there who have children or who have grandkids, hug your people more, because you really don't know when the last time or next time it might be. And it just, like I said, it just does something for your soul, and it rejuvenates you mentally, physically, and it's a great thing to start doing. If you aren't doing it now, start doing it so that you can see how good it makes you feel on the inside. That you might have, brightened someone's day by saying, hey, let me get a hug. And I know at a time like this it's kind of iffy, but like I said, my God is more powerful than any virus, and I'm giving hugs, all 2021. I'm giving more hugs, and I'm also hugging my children more to allow them to know that mom is always here and will always be here, and through God we do those types of things, and he gives us love, everlasting love. So why not share it on with the next generation so that they can install that type of love into their children, and those children can give it to their children, and the cycle goes on. That's just like with our ancestors and our loved ones and our OGs that has passed on. We don't want to forget where we came from and why we need to keep speaking love and affection into our children, because that's just like slavery. If we don't talk about it anymore, it'd be forgotten. So if you don't give hugs to your children, it could possibly be forgotten because you're not doing it. It's just not, it hasn't become a habit. So make it a habit to talk about your history. Make it a habit to hug your children. Make it a habit to speak positive into your life. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect, but I am trying. I am moving one foot forward every day. And the things that I am doing and trying to do more of, I just express it to my people to let them know that those are things that make me feel good. Those are the things that enlighten me. So I constantly, I tell my children about the past. I tell them like, hey, you have to install this into your kids when you have kids so that they don't forget, because nowadays schools, a lot of places, you can't talk about God, and I like to put those things in their brain, give them that knowledge, because if they don't know about it, how can they talk about it? So it's up to us, our generation, and the ones that's 80s and 70 babies that still living, to install it into these new century children, because they're going on a different path than us. They react quicker than us. It's like tempers is getting shorter. So what these kids are doing now, we didn't dare do when in the 70s or 80s, because our parents did not tolerate that. They didn't play that. So you have to give them that knowledge. I mean, that's the only way that the legacy continues to live on, is to speak to your children and to tell them about things that they probably don't know anything of, because the schools, they definitely don't talk about that anymore. They're going to the 50s and BCs. They still talking about stuff that doesn't even really matter, especially in today's era. We need to be talking about things that matter. And like I said, again, schools have completely started talking about stuff that doesn't matter. They need to update their booklets. They need to update how they teach these new century children. But that's another topic for another day. But like I said, just being you is always a magnificent thing to do, because it's an eye opener, that a lot of us, we steer away from, because we're afraid to be judged. We're afraid to be looked down on. We're afraid to be talked about, and I'm one of them ones like, man, they talked about Jesus. So I know I can hit the front lines with this and not worry about what people have to say, because I'm real and I always speak truths, you know. And a lot of people be like, man, how do you go on here every day and talk about stuff and have people in your business? Well, I mean, if I didn't talk about it, other people would talk about it and they would spread my business. So why not speak my truths and speak what's the truth, you know? And versus allowing someone else to tell my story or write my book, I'm writing it myself and I'm telling my story myself. So that's why a lot of people be like, dang, you strong. I am very strong, and I am so happy that the Lord gave me the strength that he did. He gave me the power, the willpower to speak on the things that I like to speak on. And I was sitting last night and I was reading the Bible, you know, and I was like, you know, 2021, I'm going to open up the Bible more. I'm going to indulge in his word more. And I'm going to learn things that I've always been curious about. You know, it's just being able to manifest in his word is truly a blessing. And, you know, a lot of people be like, oh, she back on her spiritual trip. Well, I never actually stopped that trip. I just didn't talk about it as much as I will this year, because last year, I just was more trying to indulge in it for myself. This year, I'm going to speak it and open other people's eyes and hearts to his word. You know, like I said, I'm not perfect and I'm not portraying to be perfect, but I am portraying to be this great person that I know I am going to become. I am actually. I am a great person, but I'm trying to become a greater person. And with that, you have to learn how to open this Bible. A lot of people don't believe in it, but it's real. Everything that is in this Bible is happening. The sicknesses, the pandemic, the church is shutting down, baseball stadiums shutting down, and stuff like that. These are things that's in the Bible. He said he will take away from us if he feel like we're indulging in it more than we are in him. So to me, I feel like he's waking us up. And if you are here in 2021, you need to thank the Lord, because 2020 was very hectic, not for some, but for all. We all went through life tragic, changing events. And if you're here, you are very blessed. You're not lucky, you're blessed. And God seeing something in you that he wanted you to open your eyes to in 2021. And mine's, I can see. I can see clear, you know, and I am thankful to be able to see with these beautiful eyes. And that's what I wanted to talk about. You know, in Corinthians, he said, you know, he placed these body parts on us in the areas for a reason. Like my eyes couldn't be where my ears are, because I wouldn't be able to see and hear properly. I'll be looking to the sides versus hearing to the sides or seeing from the front. So a lot of the things that I've been reading in the Bible is like, wow, this is powerful, because a lot of the things that we do, we want recognition for it, but that's not what it's about. It's about just learning and indulging in the word and speaking and believing and having faith. Because without faith, like I said, without faith, it is impossible to please him. So therefore, without faith, if you don't believe, that means how can you say you believe in him, but every day you like, whatever, he ain't about to do nothing for me. You're not believing. You have to believe him and know that he's going to take you to new heights in the world. And I believe that he's definitely going to take me places that I never thought I would be able to go. And I'm not going to live in fear, not being able to move forward. So I believe and I have faith. I'm telling you, I have so much faith in the Lord that it's, I don't yet have enough to give to others, because I'm indulging in it myself. But I'm telling you, get some faith about yourself. Get some stamina about yourself, and open up that Bible. No matter what Bible it is, I have Bibles all over the house. You know, I've been, like I said, I've been really indulging in the word and learning it and writing notes and just trying to see my purpose. You know, and that's what it's about. If you don't yet know your purpose, open the Bible. Start reading about the things that you could indulge in to find your purpose. And see, I know in my heart that my purpose is here to speak. It's here to uplift others and show them that through the trials and tribulations and the struggles and the downfalls and me falling and bumping my head, I still get up every day and keep going. I never give up. It's been times that I wanted to give up, but I didn't. And I said, you know what? I got to keep going because I don't want to be a failure. That is just not an option in my world. And so here I am, I'm cigarette free, I'm drug free, I am marijuana free, I'm alcohol free, I have my GED, I have my license, I have my own home, my own car, and I want people to know that I'm not bragging or boasting on the things that I have. I'm thankful for the things that I have. I'm very thankful for that, and you can feel the exact same way if you conquer the things that you are meant to conquer. I'm in college, I never thought in a million years I'd be going to school or be trying to figure out taking tests and reading and doing my studies. And I'm like, I'm doing it. I am doing it. I am doing it. And I want you all to see that you can come from nothing and have something with believing and having faith in the Lord. So that's pretty much my message. Other than that, I'll keep rambling and I keep going and I keep going and I keep going because, like I said, I'm a talker and this is just what I do. But just open up your Bibles and start reading more, even if it's a scripture a day, just try to do something that you promised yourself that you would do, read more, practice what you preach. And get an understanding of why the Lord goes so hard for us and why we should go so hard for the Lord. And like I said, I'm Lady V. Continue to tune in. Continue to pray for me because I will continue to pray for you. And support is always a great thing. If you don't, it's okay. It's perfectly fine because the Lord says He has a plan for me. And this is my plan, to get up every day to speak truths. And peace. See y'all tomorrow.